Howdy everybody, happy Movement Monday. Dr. ARLIANNE Scott here with Artistry, Motion, Physical Therapy, and Wellness in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where I specialize in helping performing artists, so dancers and figure skaters of all levels. I help them recover from injury and optimize their movement. Today's Movement Monday challenge involves touching your toes. So for some folks who may be watching who aren't either a dancer or figure skater, you may be surprised to know that sometimes even people you would think are very mobile are actually either not very mobile or they have large discrepancies, so right side versus left side, one side feels a lot tighter than the other. And then two, sometimes just to gain mobility, say we're doing a warm-up or maybe it's before a class or before a performance, sometimes it takes a while just to get good mobility. That's usually the case of limited nerve mobility. So if we're talking hamstrings, for example, if you feel like the hamstrings are super tight, oftentimes that's more of an issue of the nerve not moving quite as well as we want it to. So I challenge you to be able to touch your toes. So super simple today. We're going to try to reach for the toes or the ground if you can, placing the hands flat. If that's a challenge, then what you can do is a cool party trick. So if you do a downward dog position or motion, but make it dynamic, meaning you're not holding it, you're not making it static, that's a really good way to get the backside of the leg warmed up, specifically the nerve. You may feel like the hamstrings are tight and you want to stretch and do a held stretch, but this is an even better way, more effective way, typically, to gain that mobility and be able to touch your toes or the ground. So what that looks like is bringing the chin to the chest, really articulating through the spine, curling down, kind of like a candy cane, walking the hands forward into downward dog position, pushing the ears through the arms, heels are down, try not to let the heels come up, try to keep them as close to the ground as possible. Then we're going to reverse it, so unwind, walking the hands toward the feet, uncurling the spine, letting the head be the last thing to come up, and then repeat that. So again, curling all the way down. I'm going through this kind of quickly just for the sake of time, but coming down to downward dog position, and then letting off, walking the hands back. Do that about 10 times, and then try to touch your toes again, and you should feel like you gain a good amount of mobility. It's a cool party trick. So give that a try, and let me know how it goes. Tag a friend, tag me, and I'll see you next Monday.